How's it going, guys? My name is Checker, and welcome to today's brand new series, Weapon Royale. The series where we pit two weapons up against each other to find out which one will reign supreme. And yes, today we will be taking a look at the legendary Siegebreaker and the infamous legendary Nocturno. And so first off, we will need to acquire these weapons. The Siegebreaker, like miniguns in Fortnite, is a lootable item, and you can get it from llamas. The rolls on this weapon are not static, so you can end up getting all sorts of different perks on this weapon, including all of the elemental types: fire, water, nature, and energy. Moving on to the Nocturno, and that is where things get, well, rather difficult. The Nocturno will cost you about $250 to actually acquire. You cannot get it in a llama as of right now. The only way to get it is to first have the limited edition of the game, and then spend an extra $100 on the ultimate upgrade pack, which in turn will give you the Nocturno. The rolls on the Nocturno, however, are indeed static, and they are as following: 15% reload speed, 20% headshot damage, 10% weapon damage energy, 20% damage, and then 30% critical damage. Keep in mind, these are the only rolls you can get on the Nocturno. The rolls that I received on my Siegebreaker, and keep in mind, you can get better rolls, you can get worse rolls. You can, well, end up getting the same rolls too, but you're probably going to get something different than what I have, which kind of makes this weapon great, but also kind of limits it as well, because you do need to get pretty lucky on this weapon. But I have 10% damage, 15% reload speed, 21% critical chance, 20% longer durability, and then to wrap things up, 10% weapon damage fire. With both weapons at power level 82, level 30, the Nocturno comes in with a DPS of 16,292.8, while my Siegebreaker comes in at 15,129. Both weapons require the same crafting material in order to be crafted, with the Nocturno having a slightly higher damage, a much lower critical hit chance, a much higher critical hit damage, the same fire rate, the same magazine size, the same range, the same durability, the same reload time, ammo cost, and also impact. Keep in mind though, these stats on the Nocturno are going to be fixed here. They will be the same for every Nocturno. The critical hit damage on the Nocturno is only higher because at level 25 of the perks we have plus 30% critical chance. These weapons base with no stats are going to be exactly the same. So is it even worth testing these weapons out? Aren't they just going to be pretty much the same weapon? Well, yes, but also no. Taking a look at the field test, both the Nocturno and the Siegebreaker are just excellent weapons all around, both of which having very good accuracy even at a range, while still providing quite a bit of damage. Now, normally in a Weapon Royale video, we would go into much greater depth with the testing. However, the base weapon of these guns is just way too similar, and that leaves us with hardly any differences in the weapon. In fact, if you ended up getting the same perks on your Siegebreaker that the Nocturno has, you would have the same exact gun. So ultimately, what does it boil down to? Which is the better gun, the Siegebreaker or the Nocturno? While we will not be conducting a Fortnite test weapon assessment on these weapons like I would normally do on a weapon review, we will still come to a conclusion. Hands down, the Siegebreaker is the better option in my opinion. And yes, the Nocturno is an amazing weapon, but here's how the Siegebreaker beats it. Variety. Do you want a weapon that does a ton of damage? You can get that on the Siegebreaker. Do you want a weapon that reloads insanely fast? You can get that on the Siegebreaker. Do you want a nature weapon? Do you want a fire weapon? Do you want a water weapon? You can get that on the Siegebreaker. The static perks on the Nocturno bring it greatness, but also hold it back. And once again, that is simply due to variety. There is only one Nocturno out there, but there are many different types of Siegebreakers out there. Most of the time, the Siegebreaker is not going to be as good of a weapon, but sometimes it might be just as good, if not better. So if you're taking a look at the Nocturno, maybe you're thinking about getting an ultimate upgrade pack just for the Nocturno. Wait until you can get some better gear. Wait till you can get a Siegebreaker. If you have the money and maybe you're looking to get some more copies of the game for friends, sure, get it, go ahead. But if you aren't looking to give away copies, which of course you get with the ultimate upgrade, and you're not super set on that Nocturno, I say spend that $100 on V-Bucks, to be honest. Or well, you could probably spend it on more important stuff too. But anyway guys, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys would like to see any weapons pinned up against each other, let me know down below. Also, let me know what you guys think of this new series. I'm trying it out. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I know that these weapons probably weren't the best weapons to pin up against each other, as like I said, they're just so very similar. But thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.